Welcome back inside of the Minot State Dome. Semifinal Friday coming up here for the Division B Boys Basketball State Tournament. We'll have the semifinal games coming up for you later on this afternoon on WDAY. We had quite the day, as we showed you just a little bit ago, on quarterfinal Thursday. Our game of the day was the 4-5 matchup to wrap up the evening between Midway Minto and Medina-Pingree Buchanan. And we're lucky to have the head coach of the Thunder, Jeremy Weinmeister, joining us after his big win. First of all, congratulations on that one. How quick was the celebration after? Because it's a tight turnaround to today.
It was, allow them to celebrate for the night, and then we just get up this morning, get ready to go. Those boys, they were excited for the other thing. Okay. I think a little bit right after they got in there, they were just celebrating the whole thing, really happy, and then you could hear Tarek even say, "Hey, we got to go again tomorrow. Here we go."
Tell me about that game a little bit. Midway Minto came out. Obviously, the Robinson twins were really good. They had a hot start. You guys kept in there, and then it was really back and forth in the first half the whole way, and then some separation in the fourth. How were you guys able to do that?
Just the resiliency of who we are. We've been battle tested the whole entire year, and just that ability to continue to hustle and be scrappy through it all. We don't just get down and just stay there. We're always fighting. And so that's, the boys just really felt that. They just felt like if we could just break them. And that's where kind of we're getting. I guess almost we'd fight like Rocky, unfortunately. And
well, he won quite a bit, didn't he?
He did. But it's like we want to just allow them to hit, and try to wear us down, and it just doesn't work like that. And so I wish we'd just come out and just do a little Muhammad Ali on them, but we like to do the Rocky thing a little bit more.
It's exciting. I will say that. From a fan watching, it's exciting. And again, we'll show some video here of the game yesterday, 74-62, the win over Midway Minto, the 4 seed. You got to tell me about Gage Hoffman. He had 31 points and 20 rebounds. Is that a common stat line for him, or because it didn't feel like a Herculean effort to get to that number yesterday?
Yeah, no, it's probably not as common. Like, he averaged 19 and 12 throughout the season. Last night I think Gage just kind of said, I'm going to take it by storm and do it myself a little bit. A little bit of it too is we found the mismatch that we wanted to have, and that was the mismatch that we found for it. They made an adjustment in the second half, put number 10 a little bit more athletic, physical on Gage on that. Gage is just quick. That's a quick big man right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And his spin move is crazy. And we didn't start out rebounding really well, and I got after him in the huddle, and I said, listen, we've got to attack every board. They cannot get boards at all. We ended up with 48 rebounds for the game.
It was really impressive. The margin was pretty significant.
From 48 to 19, it was 19 to 12 at halftime, us in the lead on it. And I said, we cannot have that. And that's how we win the game, is we make sure we get there's no second chances. We are going to get the rebound. We're going to challenge every single shot, no matter what. And that's just how we play. And you saw it with the blocks. They just showed a block on there, actually, a couple of them. But even like those like that, it's just, Chase Ova, he's sneaky. I mean, just a sneaky guy.
That is a good way to describe him. I noticed that yesterday,
Unbelievably sneaky when he gets in there, and he just can drive. He'll be able to dish in there. And, Gage is just, man, he's a big kid with athletic ability and just can move. He can shoot. He can move on down there. And so he's a hard person to guard. It's going to be interesting today watching with the guy from Central McLean.
Aiden Hansen, who had a really good game. We'll talk about your matchup coming up here in a little bit. A couple other players I wanted to touch on yesterday. Tarek Kinzel was great. I loved his energy after making a three and letting the entire stadium hear it too. That was awesome. Trevin Beam came in the fourth quarter, put up 10 points right away. That kind of iced the game a little bit. And then you mentioned Chase Ova as well, a sneaky guy. It's not just Gage doing all the work here for you guys.
No, it hasn't been just one person the whole entire year. We got 4 guys in double figures, and we got 2 others that average 6 and 5. So, and that's kind of the key that we want. If we have those double figures and we go through that, and I think the key for us is our 5th guy. Whether it's Trevin or it's Kyson Uran, who's a freshman, like those guys can go off on different nights, and it's kind of interesting. And if Trevin can figure out he's big, he's athletic, and he can drive, I mean, my goodness, when he gets that in his head, he does really, really well. So really proud of what he was able to overcome. He overcame a lot for himself, had a little bit of a lull in the season where it's just kind of like, some stresses, I think, from taking the ACTs and stuff like that.
Oh, trust me, we've all been there. I don't blame him.
But he came alive, and that was really fun to watch him, and it was good for the boys, and they just all came together on that. And Tarek, he is a spark plug.
Yes,
a little spark plug. And when you get him rolling and get him where he's able to just talk and that energy, you better watch out, man.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Once he started knocking down some threes there, you could tell the momentum was shifting, and he was a fun player to watch. What I find so interesting about your group, and maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, you guys didn't play anybody in the tournament field during the regular season. So went in a little bit blind, if you will, but it's not like you guys had an easy stretch to get here by any means.
Oh, no, not an easy stretch at all. Our district was hard. We started off really hot, undefeated, and then we went through a lull in district. That's where all our games were lost. It was just on our district.
Yeah.
And, that I think a little bit of them learning how to be a top team. When you're like a lot of these guys out here, they've been top teams for a long time.
Right.
We're learning how to be a top team.
Right.
Like, that was my speech through them all years. You got to learn how to do this, how to feel that pressure of everybody on you. And so we kept talking about it, even through the lulls. And they came on in the district, district tournament. We went in as a 5 seed, which is really low.
Yep.
Won our first game, lost to Linton, which is a battle. It's a battle for us. Linton, if they can get going, and so we only lost by 4. So, but we had our own mistakes that would happen. Ended up getting played Hankinson first round of the region.
That's not easy.
No, that's not an easy game. I don't know if anybody saw that game. That was an epic game right there. And so the winner go home, and the boys just like, we don't want to go home tonight.
Right.
We don't want to go home. And we had him, and Rashawn hits a 3 over Drew Hoffman.
Yep.
It was long.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, and sends overtime. But the boys are resilient. They never quit. They will never quit. They're going to fight through the whole entire thing. I won't let them quit. I'll guarantee that.
Now that you say it, I think Rocky is a great comparison for your team. Just based off of what you're describing and what we saw, I think that is spot on. I wanted to ask you, so you had the late game last night, and now it's a fairly quick turnaround into today. What does the morning look like for you guys? Is it a disadvantage or advantage to go back-to-back like this?
Some parts might be an advantage because we're used to that ability to be able to get back up and work. And so, do I necessarily like an early game? No.
Yeah.
All of us like the night shift a little bit more sometimes. But for these boys, I think they're, like you said, they're resilient. They're able to jump back through it. And we know this is a big game for us.
Yeah.
Some parts of it probably maybe to prove who we are. Still kind of in that aspect. Still, even to think about it, we're a top 4 team at the moment.
Yep.
And that is a huge accomplishment. But we have one goal at the beginning of the season. Everybody's goal is to hold up that trophy, and that's what we kept saying. There's a lot of trophies you can hold, but the one you want to hold is that number 1 at the end. Yeah. And so that's what our focus is going to be. I think it's going into this, it's going to be a quick turnaround, but I think the boys will be ready.
I think so. They'll be fun. Now, granted, you got a tough opponent ahead, Central McLean, the 1 seed. Did you get an opportunity to see them yesterday before your game? What'd you think?
They're a lot like us in some ways.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
They play tough defense, really smothering defense. We can do that really well at times. They're probably maybe somewhat a little bit more athletic, but it's the resiliency that's going to come into that aspect. Yeah. That we can take the punches and keep going.
Right.
And to watch them, they're fast. They're able to get up and down the court. They're all over you, all 5. Like, they're just working together as one unit, and it's fun to watch them. I look forward to the challenge. As a good team, you want that challenge.
Right.
Like, you want that challenge to go take that and see, who are we? What can we do through this? And so nobody probably expects us to do anything, honestly. And that's okay.
That's fair. I mean, it's a really good team. They're 26-0 right now, but like you said, being the underdog, being the Rocky of this tournament field, it should be a good game. You guys do pair up really well. We were looking at the numbers between you guys and Midway Minto. It was like looking at a mirror in the season statistics, but found a way to win that game. I looked behind me at certain points yesterday, and I saw just the sea of fans you guys brought. This means so much for Medina-Pingree and Buchanan, doesn't it?
No, yeah, it's huge for them. I mean, just the send-off that they had. You have almost 3 pep rallies in some sense between everything and the parades and everything that goes on with that, the whole entire place. And what you probably don't even know, but they opened up a theater in Jamestown. Oh, and there's more fans watching. They had to they opened up one of the theaters, like one of the where you watch a movie, and it was full.
Really? Okay,
chairs.
So we'll give them a shout out today. What you're saying, we'll have to do that. That's awesome.
Bison 6 theater there. They're going to actually open up another part of the theater tomorrow or today for the game.
Okay.
So I can't imagine what it'll be like for the state championship game.
It'd be rowdy.
But that's just how the fans are. Like, they're really into who we are. And when we start just going to these things, everybody's jumping behind. And the fans are here. There's students here. They're excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you and I were talking before coming on the air here. You're originally from Montana, so this is a fairly new experience for you. What are the thoughts on the state tournament here at the Minot State Dome?
It's a different animal, man.
Yeah.
Different animal. You know, Montana has basketball for sure. You know what I compare it to is a lot of like the reservation games.
Yeah.
That's a different animal. Like when you have a lodge grass going against a Hardin, or you know, those types of games, or even like we have rivalries in Billings, Montana. It would be like Central, which is a private school in Billings, and they play Laurel. I mean, the rivalry is huge. You feel the Metro, which the Metro fills 6,000. So, and it's kind of like one of those things, and that's what the feeling is like the whole time here.
Right.
And that's just crazy.
That's a fair point. Yeah. Once this place fills up, and you'll see it today and tomorrow, it's a different feel in here. It's
a different feel. And just the energy of the basketball and the basketball and the basketball. And just hearing people talk about, oh, what happened over here at A? What happened over here at B? Oh, look what's happening here. Oh, my God. And that the advantages of all the different challenges that go into that. You know, like some will take us. We're a small school, different area like that. Now we're going up against some big giants in this whole entire thing. You know, a sleeper through it all. And just to watch that type of stuff is really fun.
So you've been coaching here at Medina-Pingree Buchanan for 2 years. What have you thought about Class B basketball in North Dakota? Do you have anything that you've really taken away over the last couple of seasons?
Well, it's a little bit different than the Class like C in Montana. Similar in some ways. Small towns really excited about what they got, but the Class B basketball is like this energy. That's constant on that, and like the whole town gets involved. Right. And it's probably the fact of like they're smaller towns, maybe under 1,000 or something like that, and so the whole town gets involved into it. And like you said, with the fans coming, the people coming, the energy is epic through it. It's kind of like this is their professional team.
Right, exactly.
You know, like they're not going to maybe rock the Chicago Bulls, who I like, and stuff like that. I don't watch the NBA as much anymore, but, you know, all those types of things. But this is their team. You know, they rock it wherever they go. And so that's their pride and joy. I mean, and you know what's really cool is in these here, you see a lot of old timers just sitting here watching games.
Right. No affiliation with anybody. They just want to come and watch.
They just want to come and watch. And that's the thing about the basketball I can see here. It's just people, they just want to come and sit and watch.
Right.
They enjoy the game. They enjoy watching the kids play. It's, oh, man, check this out. So that's really exciting. And like I said, we'll probably feel a lot more energy today. And then tomorrow it's going to be epic energy.
So, there's no doubt. Whatever game it is, it's going to be fantastic. And obviously, you got a bunch of people pulling for you guys. It's going to be fun today. I know you got to get ready for this one, get a little bit of rest, so we'll cut you loose. I appreciate you for joining us. Thanks so much. Jeremy Weinmeister from Medina-Pingree Buchanan joining us on this Friday morning edition of Hot Mike. Their semifinal coming up at 2:45. Am I right on that? Yes, I am, against Central McLean. I didn't want to scare you there. So 2:45, we'll have that for you on WDAY. Ray and our Redeemers coming up at 1 o'clock later on this afternoon on WDAY as well. We'll cut you loose. I appreciate you joining us. Hot Mike continues when we come back on WDAY Extra.